Hello everyone, welcome to Crystal Eclipse. My name is Jessica. In this video, we'll be asking the cards basically to let me tell you all about your future. This is who's coming, who's sort of going, who's changing, what's changing, your career, your future, anything that concerns you. Basically, it's coming out of these cards. Normally, these videos don't really get a lot of views, so I always consider these ones with the lower view count to be the ones that are really targeting certain people. So if you're here and you're choosing a pile, it's definitely meant for you to hear this, because it's like it's not going to get out there. But I do want to thank Julia for sort of giving me this idea. It was through one of our conversations that I thought this was a great question. I do have 3 stacks for you all today to choose from. There are quite a few cards in each pile. It might not seem like it, but there are. I also put the one card facing up, so you can choose card or you can choose the stone that's on the top of the spoon. So over here we have the star. We also have clear quartz. Over here we have the Hierophant with Aventurine. Then lastly here we have the 2 of Wands with Amethyst. So choose either the card, the stone, whatever calls out to you, whatever pile calls out to you. Might be multiple piles. And you can check the description box or the comment section for timestamps so you can skip directly to that pile. So remember to take whatever you feel is meant for you, whatever resonates with you, and leave the rest. Let's go ahead and get started. Starting with our first pile here, I did put the spoon up there so it's out of the way. I've already laid out all of the cards so that we can get through this a little faster for you. Starting up here, we have our first row of tarot cards. We have the star, which is the card that is exposed, followed by the King of Cups, the 10 of Cups, the Page of Cups, the Emperor. Down here we have another set of tarot cards. We have the Ace of Shells. This would be the Ace of Cups with happiness and abundance, the Magician with willpower and creation, Awakening with renewal and enlightenment. This would be Judgment in a regular tarot deck. We have the Wheel with change and possibilities, and lastly we have the Knight of Shells with charm and passion, and this would be the Knight of Cups. Over here for our oracle cards, we have the Creator, and then we have the Weaver. It's interesting because the Creator and the Weaver have a lot in common when it comes to sort of the way I see it. One starts something, but the other one puts things together, sort of creates something of its own. You know, it has sort of what's been handed to it, but it makes something new from it. Well, this one is the one that just makes everything completely from scratch. So it's like you're moving from one stage to another, but it's like the universe is handing you things to move you into the next stage. But you're creating a really fantastic future for yourself right now, and it's being like sort of woven together, and that's why we see those 2 cards coming out on opposite sides, because it's saying it's completing itself. That could be cycles are completing itself. You may be ending one stage, beginning a new stage. We do interestingly have the 10 of Cups here, which would be completion with a 10, and then we have Awakening, which would be 20, which is like double the top. So we see it almost like a transition from one completion to the next stage that will allow you completion into, you know, newness that's coming in. So a lot of different things are coming out for me, mainly since we're seeing the King of Cups, the 10 of Cups, Page of Cups, Ace of Cups, as well as Knight of Cups coming through, like these 3 up here and then these 2, which is funny because it sort of completes the top. But we're seeing a lot of more emotional cards, and for me that means 2 things with the layout. It means that for you there are emotions that are coming through. This could be a time for you right now to sort of focus on your emotions, focus on the way people are making you feel, focus on how you feel about things that are going on around you, and sort of decide what you're going to allow to impact you and what you're going to say no to. And I think that's a big change that's coming through. Like, you're removing toxicities over the next like 2 months. It really seems like a good time for you to just focus on you, and I think a newness, like a new take on life, is coming through. But also it seems like it's a sort of like clearance time for you, reading yourself of emotions and past sort of like connections or energies that just like no longer suit you. You know, like if you're holding on to something that weighed you down in the past, or something that like made you feel, you know, worthless, or made you feel like less about yourself, it's time to let those things go, because there's a newness that's coming through. There's a sort of like freshness that's surrounding you. In addition to that, we do see arrivals of like heavy romance here. So it is like either indicating, if you're with somebody, somebody that is now moving forward with you, this means that there is either commitment or a stronger relationship where you do feel an attachment. You feel like it's successful. You feel like this person is actually like in a relationship with you. If there's no one in your life, right? If you're single right now, if there's like nobody around you, this does indicate that there's arrival of somebody in your near future. For timeline, since we're not seeing anything that would really delay anything like a major actually there are no earth cards coming through other than the wheel with Taurus. There's not a very strong earth energy, so we're not seeing any slowness with earth. We just see that sort of like go with the flow energy of the Page of Cups. We are starting off with the star, which would be Aquarius, an air sign. So it does appear to say that this is quick movement. So the changes in your love life do appear to be quicker changes. And I would say, since we're starting off here and we're moving forward, whatever time you watch this, it feels like the next 2 months or so seem to be what is sort of pushing you forward, because it's starting like the good things are starting now when you're watching this, and then they start unfolding as time goes by. We even have the quickness of the Weaver with the sword imagery there. So seems like somebody really great. We do have the King of Cups as well as the Emperor, regardless of gender. And the person that's coming through is in a really great place emotionally and like financially, just overall, like in life, they're just really in a good place, because we have the combination of the Emperor and the King of Cups. Somebody who's really aware of their emotions, but also very grounded. You get that like nice in between of the two energies. We also see somebody who's well aware of sort of their actions, consequences, their handling of things. So seems like a great person that you're either moving forward with or that's coming into your life. Outside of that, when it comes to things that are changing, I feel like the wheel always seems to make a special appearance in certain stacks that sort of say to me things are moving. And it's interesting because the wheel has fixed signs on it. So if you look at the normal wheel in a tarot deck, it has Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius on it. And those are all fixed signs, which would mean like they're stuck, in their energy, but it's a wheel, so it's moving forward. But that always seems to me like it's saying what was formerly stuck for you, what was in a place where you didn't feel any forward movement, is now finally picking up. And it's taking all the good things from the past. It's taking all the things you created, all the things you wove together. It's taking all this like happiness, everything that was good that's in your past, and it's moving forward with that, and it's leaving the negative in the past. You're no longer in that fixed energy, you're in movement. So it's sort of forcing things to move forward for you, especially with the Creator and the Weaver, because I feel like you are both the Creator and the Weaver. And although the universe might be handing you things and giving you opportunities, what you created, you can now take advantage of and use in your life. You now use it to get you further. So all those things, all that hard work, all that energy, all those trials, all the negativity, all the people that have come in and out of your life, the ones that might have hurt you, the ones that might have taken advantage of you, the ones that you feel might have gotten away or delayed your start. Everything here seems to be saying it's movement. It's true movement, because we're seeing it finally, brought together with the Weaver. And I will say, like, over the next couple of months or so, it does seem like you're going to see things being put together. Like all the things you worked hard on seem to start coming through for you. And this could be either a new job, a better job, deciding for yourself. Maybe you want to go back to school. Maybe you want to do something for yourself. Maybe you can finally take that trip that you've wanted to take for a while. Or you could put your, what you've been saving up into something that you've been hoping for a while. It seems like the proper time is coming through for you. It's always good to, when we start off with the star, because Aquarius starts in January and goes through February. So you see the beginning of the year is January, right? Like the first month of the year, you're starting off here. So it seems like a huge, just complete swap in energy for you as January comes along. And then we move into Pisces season, which follows directly after Aquarius. So you're seeing that movement from February or January, February, March, forward all the way through to the Emperor, which would be Aries. So we go from Aquarius, Pisces to Aries. So we see a lot of great movement, a lot of momentum for you. So I think all of this will happen for you, in a really nice, smooth cycle. Depending on when you're seeing this, even if you're watching this and it's like, years from now and you're outside of that season, I'd just say go from air to water to fire in that like seasonal cycle. And that seems to be the sort of like 3-month timeline for when these things start really moving for you. Now, I'm seeing it as relatively quickly. It doesn't seem like it's really delayed. Once again, like we're seeing air, we're seeing movement, and we're seeing like a 3-month timeline here. But bottom row, we're seeing that things are becoming permanent, meaning the wheel's energy, once it gets to the best point, it just moves forward with you. So what comes in through, like, you know, the next month or two, maybe like in 2 months, it starts like this almost like domino effect forward. So you get these opportunities, then you get to move forward. We do have creation on here, which matches that creator card, and it allows you more opportunities to sort of get that renewal, that new energy that pushes you forward, gives you more possibilities, right? And then almost like reignites your energy. So it does seem like within the next year or so, this energy that I'm seeing at least gives you a fresh start to, like, at the time you're watching this, a year from now, if you look back, you'll see so many things change. So many good people came into your life. The negativity left. More opportunities came your way. The career path you wanted, it starts to become clear, especially because you see that there's a lot of clarity within these cards. There's not like a lot of backtracking or like stalling here. You see forward movement. It seems like there's good news. These are good people. So if it's friends, if it's love, it seems like good people that are coming through for you. And it's all because you've been working hard. And the harder you work over the next couple months, the more comes through for you. It does seem heavy, like it's people. This could also just be like a new group of friends that actually benefits you. So if you felt like your old friends just really weren't doing well for you, they weren't, you know, what you needed, this seems like movement, successful movement for you when it comes to friends, and just an overall brighter outlook. And before I end this, I do want to focus for a second on awakening here and judgment. With this card, I love that it's awakening and not judgment, like ascension or, you know, going to judgment in the afterlife. I like that it's awakening because it says that you're almost like doing it yourself. You're judging yourself and deciding to move forward in the best version you want to be. Like, it's all done for you, not done for anyone else, not done to please anyone else, not done to put somebody else first. It's all done to make you happy. And it's like this new energy, this new momentum that we're moving forward with. You are the creator, and now you're getting the opportunity to weave things together. It's all for you. You have the 10 of Cups, you have the wheel, you have the what you have, the star, the king, the 10 of Cups, the Emperor, the Magician, awakening, and the wheel as very strong cards. You even have Ace of Shells, so a lot of good news for you in the future. It's just forward movement, and the best thing is comes in quickly, and the flow is maintained by those water cards, meaning what you see come through doesn't like fizzle out. We're not seeing fire energy beside the Emperor, so it comes in and it stays with you for a while. As long as you need it, this energy stays with you. But that's what I'm seeing here when it comes to this first stack, and basically what's coming toward you, all about your future. I thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Please have a wonderful day, week, and year. Bye bye. Starting with our second stack, we have that spoon up there with that Aventurine. I've already laid out all of these cards. I'll go over them so you know what's available to you. Interestingly, that Aventurine is associated with Taurus, and the Hierophant came out, which is Taurus. So we have the Hierophant, we have the Two of Cups, we have the Sun, the Page of Pentacles, and the Six of Wands as our top row. Then we have the Eight of Shells. This would normally be the Eight of Cups. We have the Knight of Acorns, the Knight of Wands. With action and drive, we have quest and renewal over here. We have the King of Crystals. That would normally be the King of Pentacles with courage and commitment. The Three of Feathers with release and recovery. This would normally be the Three of Swords. And then lastly, we have the Eight of Acorns, which would be the Eight of Wands with energy and results. Over here, we have the Outlaw and the Shadow as our oracle cards. So we got a lot of different energy coming through. Mainly, it seems like we see an increase in clarity that leads to like a major renewal or brightness that's coming through for you with that Sun. So we have a lot of strong energy for you here. Now, normally Three of Feathers, you would normally think like Three of Swords, not the best card. But here, because of the way all of these energies are sort of lining up, we see forward movement with you, which is a healing from the past. I'm not sure how many of you need to heal from the past, but there might be somebody specific that needs that. It does seem like there's going to be a clear opportunity for you to heal. So it's not like with the previous stack I said, like, focus on yourself. This one isn't focus on yourself. This is something's coming through for you that allows you to let go of what is, you know, lingering or what it has caused that Three of Feathers within your life. So it does seem like within the next couple of months, whenever you're watching this, that something allows you freedom. And that's where we see movement forward. We see the Eight of Wands with that energy and results, movement forward. Same with that Six of Wands, which is like going off to battle and coming home to like this huge party. People are celebrating your return. In order to get there, you had to go through stuff. So this is not like an easy trip back and now everybody's applauding you. This is something that has taken a long time, something that might pop into your head here and there, and you're finally like, it's done, it's over with. I do think too, with Shadow and Outlaw coming out, it's almost like you're taking what, you know, caused you trauma, what caused you damage, what really hurt you, and you're saying like, I'm gonna, you know, use that to my advantage. I'm going to make that into something that benefits me. And you're turning it into a strength rather than it controlling you. So it's this really good take on what's happened in the past. Now there might be, for some of you, either turnaround, a revival, or like a new way of looking at religion or spirituality, maybe reconnecting to whoever it is you believe in and seeing it in a different way. Maybe no longer seeing it as something that was doing you harm or something that was like, you know, out to get you, basically. It's like letting go of those things and seeing it as something that can benefit you, and almost like handing things over to a higher power, you know, rather than trying to control it yourself. You're like, I'm letting it go. And you do see that within the Eight of Cups. It's like you take what is meant for you and you just leave, you know, what's not doing you good in the past. If it's meant for you, it'll follow you forward. If it's not meant for you, then, you know, just forget about it and let it go. And that's also good energy because this card says renewal. And with that true sense of renewal, it's I think the other stack also had renewal in it, or something like a new stage. And I think having that renewal there, saying like you're letting things go, whether or not, you know, it's really going to bring you to a good point. You know, it might be things that you don't want to let go, but letting those things go actually renews you, gives you more strength and this ability to move forward. Now, similar to the previous deck, we do see romance coming through, but this seems to be more for I guess the single people, or the ones that aren't really in a strong relationship, like a committed relationship. This seems to be either somebody new coming through for you if you don't have anybody in your life. This could be the return of somebody from your past that is now at a better stage in their life and able to move forward with you. Or this could be like, if you are in a relationship, this could be somebody who is actually now ready to commit. And we see that with the King of Crystals, with commitment. And that's why I'm saying it. It seems like if you weren't at that commitment stage, and that's what we're seeing changing. That seems to be maybe in the next 3 months, only because we're seeing that as like progression here. And for some reason, I'm seeing that as 3, and I'm not sure why I'm seeing that as 3. I mean, it is the third card, but there's more energy to it. We also have the start here with the Hierophant, which would be an earth sign, specifically Taurus. And then we see that continued Taurus energy within the King of Crystals with that earth energy. And that seems to be something that starts and then grows into that strong energy. Now, this is also you. And I do want to say that, like, you're moving into the King of Crystals, but also this partner that's coming in that is matching you as that sort of like energy of the King of Crystals, the King of Pentacles. It's somebody who is lining up with your energy. Once again, like, regardless of gender, if you're going out as the King of Crystals, you want that energy returned to you. It's a good energy to have back at you, you know, to have somebody who lines up properly with you, to have the same goals, the mindset, the ideas, the hopes, you know, that's all that you would hope for in, you know, a partner. So we do see that this person is matching your energy, but it's also saying you're in an elevated status. So lots of movement. This seems to be somebody who has a good connection with you, sees you eye to eye. That could be heavy soulmate energy that allows you to move forward into this brightness. So just, you know, give it a couple months, and I think that's when you see the arrival of this person, or at least the change into commitment. And when it comes to other areas, since we do have that stronger energy with the Hierophant and the King of Crystals, it does seem like whatever career you're in or whatever you're going toward, you do see something that gives you either an idea or an some sort of stability where you feel like you can move forward with that. And that's why I said like an idea or some sort of like opportunity, a new job, something that starts pretty soon, and then, you know, moves with you for quite a while because it's developing your financial stability and security in the futures and opportunity that comes through. And even with the Page of Pentacles, this might be for somebody who's starting a business or just barely starting out, possibly like somebody who's got an idea, you're chasing after her, but you're not sure if you can put like that, you know, idea on paper, you know, actually plan it out. But it does seem like that's the progression that's taking you forward. Seems like it's actually going to do you really well if you do plan on going into like your own business or something. It does seem like a really great place for you. So we're getting a lot of good opportunities, a lot of good movement, and it's starting off. I will say the other one did seem to start off a little faster because we started off with um Aquarius, which is an air sign, so we got a speed to it. Now we're going polar opposite, you know, with the earth sign, with the Hierophant. So Aquarius and Taurus have like complete opposite energies when it comes to the speed of an air sign and the slowness of an earth sign. They're both fixed signs, but we see that the Taurus energy is fixed in its slowness, and it's like less likely to change, or it changes much slower. The good thing about that though is if it's a slower energy, it lasts with you for a longer time. Same with the King of Crystals. This is not, you know, just saving some money for the week or the month or the year. This is lifetime money. So it's a buildup that only gets stronger and stronger and stronger. So what you're seeing coming in, though might be slow, it is going to strengthen, build up. So by the end of the year, or like next year or a couple of years from now, when you look back, what you'll see around you is like, you know, 3 times more than what you started with, you know, just purely within that small time frame. It seems like it's just a huge buildup for you, especially with the sun, because you see a huge burst of energy. And even this card says energy at the end of it. So it's like all this energy that's coming for you, even though it's on the slower side, the slower movement. Lastly, I will focus on some other energies that I'm seeing. It seems to me here like your status is going to be elevated. This can be like with the group of friends. Maybe you get into a better group, a group that understands you more, or a group that makes you feel better, you know, like you just feel like more connected to the group around you, rather than, you know, being with people that either like you feel forced to be around, or people that don't get you but you fear, you know, not having anyone. It's a change. You're meeting people that you feel a strong connection with. At the same time, you're feeling more confident about yourself, so it's a leveling up. You get that courage, that confidence of the King of Crystals, that like, you know, you could take on the world and it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks of you. It's a really like, it's not very arrogant. It's just more like, rather than being concerned, you know, and wasting time dealing with other people and trying to make them happy instead of yourself, you're like, you know, that's not for me. That's not going to benefit me. That's not something I want to be concerned with. And that's also where we see that 3 of Feathers with release and recovery, because we're letting go. We're letting go with the 8 of Shells, the 3 of Feathers. So we're becoming the King of Crystals with that beautiful energy. And then we're moving forward into this place with the 6 of Wands, which is like, you had to heal. Like I said, you had to heal. You had to let go of stuff. You had to walk away in order to come back. And we have that here with that normal depiction of the 8 of Cups. It's a walking away. And it's sometimes it's walking away from something you love in order to come back triumphantly. So we do see a beautiful, beautiful transition here that goes from like sort of darkness to light. And we see that with shadow. And the shadow, the good thing about the shadow there is it's a bat within that image, and you think it's darkness, right? But there is clarity in the bat's point of view. The bat can see in darkness. It knows where it's going. It has the ability to, you know, mark the world around it, so it knows what, you know, to avoid. And that's an interesting thing to say, you know, if you really think about it. It's like in the darkness it knows what to avoid. And that's sort of your mentality as you move forward. It might not be perfect, but you know now what to move away from. You know now what to keep, you know, away from you. Prevent yourself from like giving too much energy to people, to things, and then all this greatness comes through for you, and it lasts so long. We're seeing a lot of energy over like the next 5 years, possibly 6 years, because we're ending up at the 6 of Wands. So it's starting now, but it only strengthens, and by the 6-year mark you're going to be looking back and being like, this is completely different, unexpected, unplanned, really wonderful. But that is what I'm seeing for you with that second pile and Aventurine. I want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Please have a wonderful day, week, and year. Bye-bye. Starting with our third pile, we have that Amethyst over there. I've already laid out all the cards, and I will say, before I get started, I did not realize that 3 cards came out when it comes to these oracle cards. So everybody else got 2. This pile got 3, and it's a very unique assortment, very similar to pile 1 and what these 3 cards are, but there's a very interesting sort of like layout. So let me go through all the other cards first, and then I'll get to that one so you understand why I'm saying that. So up here at the top, we have the 2 of Wands, the card that was displayed. We have the 4 of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, the 2 of Pentacles, and then the 3 of Cups. Down here, we have the Ace of Acorns, which would be the Ace of Wands with creative force and confidence. We have the Page of Crystals, which would be the Page of Pentacles with ideas and discipline. The 7 of Crystals, which would be the 7 of Pentacles with options and results. Then we have the 10 of Feathers with recovery and transformation. This would be the 10 of Swords. And then lastly, we have the 6 of Shells with sentiment and joy. This would be the 6 of Cups. Then over here we have the Revolutionary, the Observer, and the Warrior. Now, the reason I said that was interesting is because it's standing out. I'm not sure who exactly this is meant for, but the Observer I read as somebody who stands and watches and waits for things to play out before they act on it. The Revolutionary is the one that heads out, the first one to start it. You know, they don't wait for information. They just do what they can. And the person that is, you know, at the front of the battle is the warrior. So it's almost like you are every version of, you know, sort of like somebody who is going to war, somebody who is tackling something new, or like every position that you can be in life, the one that sits back and watches, the one that is motivated and takes action, and then the one that actually fights. You know, you are everything. And that's such a unique balance that's coming out here, because you're actually, you might seem right now like you're waiting for things to change. You know that there's so much more for you out there, and you're waiting for the sign that says now is time to act. But you're sitting there and you're like, I need a true sign that says now is the time. And I want to say, like, that's what's coming through, is like there's going to be a clear sign very soon that it's time to act. And we see that with the Ace of Wands as well as the 2 of Wands. We see that sort of waiting, right? Like the Observer would be this one, and then the Revolutionary would be with the Ace of Wands. So we have those 2 energies, and then it's like, okay, where do we finally move forward? When do we finally take action? And we're sort of at a pause right now. For some reason, with the 2 and then the 4, it does seem like, for me, 4 months from when you're watching this seems to be the timeline that we're looking for when things really start moving forward. Unlike the other 2 stacks, I do feel like this is a lot of movement. It seems like quite a bit of movement in many areas, and certain things, although it might be similar to the previous stacks, like certain things come in a little quickly, some things like are, you know, slow but steady arrival. This one seems like there are major instances that it just like comes through faster than you expected, faster than you thought it would, and in all areas, because we see 3 of Cups with celebration in relationships, like friendships and colleagues and workplace, family too. We see that with the 6 of Cups here. We see the soulmate energy, the arrival of somebody you're meant to spend the rest of your life with, or the progress with somebody you're meant to be with. We see the Wheel of Fortune that's saying like more things are coming in your future. You have a lot of Pentacles coming through, even with the Wheel of Fortune with Taurus in there. We have 3 Pentacles cards, lots of movement forward, lots of good energy that's a buildup. And this concerns, like, the Pentacles always concern every aspect of your life, when it comes to family, when it comes to career, when it comes to relationship, what's coming in soon and then staying, because it's longevity and it's permanence. It's not something that comes in for a second and then, you know, walks away. It's something that comes in, it decides, and then it stays. And we do see the decision here with that 2 of Pentacles to move forward. So a lot of good energy that is indicating this is permanent energy that's coming through for you. And I love that you are all 3. You're the Observer, you're waiting for the right opportunity, you're waiting for the right time, you're waiting for the sign that says head out. Then you are the one that heads out. You're the one that is at the front, you know, the one that like guides everyone else, the one that leads the way. And then you're the one that will fight for it. Like, if it's yours, you're going to put in as much energy as you can. But I think everything here is saying it's coming through in the perfect timing for you, even though it doesn't seem like it sometimes, because we have, but it's uniquely one of the slowest cards which is a sword. And you think swords, they're always fast movement, but with that card in particular, he's, you know, resting. He's just laying there, and you're like, okay, when are things going to start moving again? We go from this high energy to sort of a slump, and then we see the spark return, the movement return with the Wheel of Fortune, and we see that forward momentum here. So the capability and the sort of, like this one says, confidence, right? That confidence to move forward. We see the Page of Crystals, which is the start, right? Like a fresh energy. When we have that page, we have that newness, like something that is just coming through. And then we have the Seven of Crystals, which is that movement forward. Now, when it comes to other areas, we do see the Ten of Feathers, which would normally be the card that has all the swords in the person's back. And it seemed as, honestly, it seems like it's just, you know, one of the saddest cards in the deck, because when you're like stabbed in the back, it means you didn't see it coming. So for some of you out there, it might be a situation where you did feel like you were stabbed in the back. You did not see what was coming toward you. You might have tried to prevent, you know, relationships from ending. You might have tried to be, you know, a different person in order to, or to change yourself, you know, in order to keep somebody in your life. You might have worked overly hard and never got a promotion, but you saw everybody else around you get that promotion, and you're sort of like, you know, when is it going to be me, and why is it always me that like is forgotten or rejected or, you know, left out? But we see that this actually says recovery and transformation. So it's no longer in the stage of the laying on the beach, you know, waiting for help, hoping that there's a new day that comes toward you. It is the new day. You've taken those swords out, and you're like, you know, like, screw that. I'm not dealing with that anymore. That's not a part of me. That is not, you know, who I am, and I'm not going to let that control me. So you move forward, and it's like, if those people don't appreciate me, then, you know, I'm going somewhere else. If that person doesn't love me, I'm finding someone else. You know, if they don't respect me, then I'm finding a new group. That's all this energy. And that's what I was saying, when we have the Three of Cups and the Six of Shells, it's new energy in areas you need it. So better people, like better friends, better colleagues, a better response to you, people that you feel joy being around, people that bring you contentment, people that give you freedom and a distraction from all the other chaos that might be going on in your life. It's a group of people that you just enjoy and love being around. And then we have that Six of Shells. Now, if you are in a relationship, that energy is present within the Six of Shells, because sometimes that Six of Shells just takes you from stages, you know, one stage to the next in a relationship. This could be indicating a movement into a different stage in your current relationship. If you're not in a relationship, or you're not quite sure on your current relationship, this could be a card that's indicating somebody really like meant for you. This is like soulmate. So, and more so with this card in particular, since the Six of Cups is my like all-time favorite card, when it comes out, it indicates that like your spirit guides and, you know, higher power is God, whoever you believe in, they're sending you the right person. And it's the person that is going to move you forward, build you up, give you better overall energy. They you know, it's an equal trade of energy with this person. You're not like constantly having to feed into this person and give them what they need without anything in return. We see that it's the complete opposite here. This person just gives you as much as you need, and it's like it's constantly flowing from them. It's such a beautiful energy exchange with that Six of Shells. And when somebody comes through as your Six of Shells, it's like where you finally feel at peace. You don't question things. You don't have to worry about, you know, where they are, who they're with, sorry, whether or not they want you, how they feel about you, what's going on mentally, because this person shares with you. There's an immense bond that's like very deep. You know, it's a very deep connection that brings about so much, and it's like such a nice place to be, such a nice person to have around, to sort of be with you. So you have a huge increase of energy when it comes to people. And that's why I'm like, this one is odd. There's an odd energy about this, because the Revolutionary, the Observer, the Warrior, they all came out with this interesting, like, you know, wait for the sign to start, because it seems like every aspect of your life is going to change. And mainly this seems like for when you're watching this, the next 2 months, right, from the moment you're watching this, over the next 2 months, you will get the signs that say it's time to act. Something becomes very clear to you. It is time to move forward. Then from like that point for like 2 more months or so, 2 to 4 months, then it's like a settling. Everything falls into place, and then you finally feel like you know whatever, 6 months from now, this immense energy, this immense movement. I'm not saying it's going to take 6 months. It just seems like 6 months seems to be this timeline that all of this happens. So a lot of really great energy. We do have 3 to 6, and that does seem like a really good transition, especially if we have like the tens coming through here. We have like the Wheel of Fortune as a 10. Not sure if you can see that. It's the Wheel of Fortune as a 10. And the 10 of Feathers, which is completely opposite energy. We have a lot of good movement. So I do like the way that this is coming out for you. A lot of progression, a lot of forward momentum. I just really, honestly, for whoever needs it, I just really love these people that are going to surround you over the next like couple of months. These new people that are coming in this movement in your love life, because I feel like you need those people. But also I feel like you've done so much work in multiple areas, not just on yourself, but like when it comes to actual, like your career, when it comes to what you want in life, the planning, all those things. When it's come to that, I feel like you've put in so much energy and you just haven't seen the results. You haven't seen the universe give back what you've given it. All the manifesting, all the prayers, all the hard work, everything just doesn't seem to have been, you don't see it coming through for you. So next 6 months just really seem to be an outbreak for you. That's what I'm seeing here with this third stack though, and that amethyst. And I want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video, and I hope that you have a wonderful day, week, and year. Bye bye.